So nucleophilic substitution over, electrophilic substitution over. Next is free radical. Done. Free radical substitution reactions. Free radical substitution reaction. Tell me. So what is free radical substitution reaction and example? We have studied about this in alkene topic. Okay. Anyhow, once again we'll study reactions. Tell me. So what is nucleophilic free radical substitution reaction? The substitution reaction in which which is initiated by okay, the substitution reaction which is initiated by free radical. The substitution reaction which is initiated by free radical called free radical substitution reaction. Next. Now generally free radical reactions takes place in presence of usually sunlight, if not sunlight, helper. Therefore it takes place in presence of helper, but more commonly Hnu, sunlight. Next, which organic compounds can undergo free radical substitution? Tell me. And alkanes and cycloalkanes, that is saturated hydrocarbon. So saturated hydrocarbons, that is alkane and even cycloalkane also. So alkanes and cycloalkanes can undergo free radical substitution reaction in presence of sunlight. Okay. Now tell me, for example, it is a property of the saturated hydrocarbon, alkene. In alkene topic already we have studied. For example, methane. Tell me, methane plus chlorine in presence of diffused sunlight, what do you get? Methyl chloride plus HCl. So therefore, now it is a free radical substitution reaction which takes place how many steps? It takes place in 3 steps now. So all free radical reaction takes place usually 3 steps: chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination. All the 3 steps we have studied. So it takes place in 3 steps. One are A, chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination. Okay. For example, no, before that, tell me, then what is the order of reactivity of halogen and order of reactivity of hydrogen? So, yeah, so reactivity of halogen. So, which halogen is more reactive? Of course, fluorine. Fluorine greater than chlorine, bromine, iodine. And what is the order of reactivity of hydrogen? So which hydrogen is more reactive? So usually tertiary hydrogen is more reactive than secondary hydrogen, then primary hydrogen, then methyl hydrogen. Right? So therefore, for example, if you take ethane plus chlorine in presence of diffused sunlight, you will get the product ethyl chloride plus HCl. Similarly, propane also reacts with chlorine in presence of sunlight. Tell me, in propane there are 2 types of hydrogen: primary and secondary. Therefore, which hydrogen is more reactive towards halogen? Obviously secondary. Therefore, chlorine gets substituted on secondary carbon, that is a 2-chloropropane is the product. Okay. Similarly, let us take isobutane. Isobutane reacts with bromine in presence of sunlight. You just write the product. Cyclohexane plus bromine in sunlight. Methyl cyclohexane plus chlorine in presence of sunlight. What is the major product? One more. Let us take toluene. Toluene reacts with chlorine in two different conditions. Chlorine HNO, chlorine AlCl3. What are the products? Tell me here. See, remember, alkane plus halogen in presence of sunlight. Alkane plus halogen in presence of sunlight, it is a free radical substitution reaction. In free radical substitution reaction, we need to see the reactivity of hydrogen. So, tertiary is more than secondary than primary. So, therefore, here it is a primary, this is what? Tertiary. So, replace this tertiary hydrogen with bromine, right? Yes or no? In place of hydrogen, you can write the bromine. Next, cyclohexane. In cyclohexane, all the carbon atoms are same, and of course all hydrogen also same. Therefore, bromine gets substituted on any one of the carbon. You will get bromo cyclohexane. Next is here. It is a methyl cyclohexane. Tell me, in methyl cyclohexane, all the hydrogens are not same. Okay, this is a primary hydrogen, primary carbon. This is what? Tertiary carbon. It is secondary. This is secondary. It is also secondary. Tell me, which hydrogen is more reactive? Tertiary. Therefore, what is the product? Tertiary hydrogen replaced by chlorine and methyl will be there. This is major. Suppose this question once asked in weekend exam. If this methyl hexane reacts with chlorine, it gives how many possible products? Major is 1, but how many possible product? 3 or 5? Okay, if chlorine comes here, 1, chlorine comes here, 2, here chlorine is 3, here is 4, here is 5, no? You will get total, there are 5 different positions. You will get total 5 product. Out of 5 product, this is a major. Next, benzene, toluene plus chlorine HNO and chlorine AlCl3. Same product or different product? So, first of all, you try to identify what is the name of the reaction. Toluene plus chlorine HNO. What is the name of the reaction? Free radical substitution. This is a free radical substitution. Okay, now this is what? Same compound toluene plus chlorine AlCl3, electrophilic substitution. Because benzene and compounds undergo electrophilic substitution in presence of what? AlCl3. If there is a Lewis acid, electrophilic substitution. If there is a HNO or helper, free radical. So therefore, this is electrophilic substitution reaction. Tell me product. Now, in free radical substitution, which hydrogen can be replaced by chlorine? That is alkane, no? Alkanes can undergo, or saturated hydrocarbon can undergo free radical. Therefore, here methyl group hydrogen can be replaced by what? Chlorine. Yes or no? Tell me here. Now here chlorine, where the chlorine gets substituted? It is depends on this group, methyl group. Methyl group is electron releasing group. Since methyl group is electron releasing group, it increases the electron density which position? ortho and para. Therefore, you will get two product, orthochloro and parachlorotoluene. Okay, next there is a one important note. Note is methane plus fluorine in presence of HNO also not required. It forms methyl fluoride and HF. Tell me whether this reaction possible or not possible? Not possible. Why not? This reaction is possible. Of course, it is a highly exothermic reaction. That is different. Once you try to prepare this, okay, that may be the last reaction. But possible or not? Reaction is possible, but it is a highly exothermic reaction, right? So it is highly exothermic reaction, therefore it is not used to prepare in laboratory. Okay, yaru dare madala. So that's what. So you cannot prepare the fluoromethane or fluoro compounds, fluoroalkanes by this method. Directly not. Next, similarly, let us take methane plus iodine. So it, of course, it form methyl iodide and it form HI. But the problem is it is a very slow reaction as well as reversible reaction. Okay, tell me why this is very slow reaction where iodine is a very less reactive. Since iodine is very less reactive, it is a slow reaction and of course reversible. Since it is a reversible, reactant convert into product. At the same time, product also convert into reactant. You will not get the good yield of product. You will not get the good yield here. Therefore, however, this reaction make possible. How? By adding oxidizing agent. So what are the oxidizing agent? HNO3 and HiO3. So add HNO3, HiO3, reversible reaction become irreversible. So that this reaction is possible. Okay, but anyhow, directly to prepare fluoroalkane, iodoalkane, we don't use this method, these two methods. We have indirect method. To prepare fluoroalkane, iodoalkane, we have one is a Schwarz reaction, Finkelstein reaction. Tell me, what is a Schwarz reaction? Schwarz reaction is used to prepare fluoroalkane from chloroalkane or bromoalkane. So chloroalkane, bromoalkane can be prepared by this method very easily. They are reasonably reactive, not highly reactive, not less reactive. They are reasonably reactive. Therefore, chloroalkane, bromoalkane reacts with silver fluoride or any metallic fluoride. Then it is just a halogen exchange. This chlorine is replaced by fluorine. So therefore, in place of chlorine, what comes? Fluorine. Here in place of bromine, it also fluorine comes. Therefore, here halogen atoms are exchanged. That's what it is called a halogen exchange reaction. Then in this method used to prepare fluoroalkane easily. Next is Finkelstein reaction. In Finkelstein reaction is used to prepare iodoalkane. How? Again chloroalkane, bromoalkane reacts with sodium iodide in presence of dry acetone. So therefore, here also chlorine replaced by iodine. It is also bromine replaced by iodine. But remember one important point here, these two are the SN2 reactions. SN2, SN2, it is also follows SN2, it is also follows SN2. Schwarz reaction, Finkelstein reaction, both follows SN2 mechanism. So it is about free radical substitution reaction. Next, elimination reaction. Tell me. Elimination reaction. So what is elimination reaction? Now so far we have completed one addition, two substitution. Okay, so addition, substitution, almost 70% reactions covered. Elimination, it also has good importance, particularly haloalkane, haloarine and alcohol. Elimination reactions, we study haloalkane topics and we also study in alcohol topic. Okay, ಎರಡು ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಈವನ್ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್? ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟೂ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್, group of atoms removed from the organic compound to form usually unsaturated hydrocarbons, right? In elimination reaction the product always formed with unsaturation. It may be alkene, it may be alkyne, double bond or triple bond. So therefore the definition of elimination reaction is the organic compound in which two atoms, sorry, not organic compound, the reaction in which two atoms or groups removed to form unsaturated hydrocarbon. The reactions in which two atoms or groups removed to form the unsaturated hydrocarbon called elimination reactions. Then usually elimination reactions we have two types. One, alpha elimination. Second one is what? Beta elimination reaction. There are two types of elimination. So we have studied beta elimination. Tell me where we have studied beta elimination. One, dehydrohalogenation. Yes or no? Dehydrohalogenation, it is nothing but beta elimination. And we have studied dehydration. Alcohols undergo dehydration to form alkene. So therefore dehydrohalogenation, dehydration both comes under beta elimination. Beta elimination also called 1,2 elimination. This is a 1,1 elimination. Now tell me what is the meaning of alpha elimination? The elimination reaction in which two atoms are eliminated from the same atom, same carbon, right? The elimination reaction in which two atoms or two groups are eliminated from the same carbon. If the two atoms or two groups are eliminated from the same carbon, that is alpha. Then what is the beta? If two atoms or two groups eliminated from adjacent carbon, alpha, beta, 1, 2. So therefore if two atoms or groups eliminated from same carbon atom. So if two atoms or groups eliminated from same carbon atom, called alpha elimination. For this example is chloroform CHCl3. It is reacts with alcoholic KOH. Tell me what is the function of alcoholic KOH? Alcoholic KOH base or nucleophile? It is a base. Remember, wherever alcoholic KOH is present, which is act as a base which removes water, and it is a water, no, not only water, it removes here in this reaction hydrogen halide, dehydrohalogenation, not water. And tell me, so here alcoholic KOH removes hydrogen and halogen, dehydrohalogenating agent. Tell me, so remove the hydrogen and halogen, then what is the product? CH, tell me, CCl2, which is called dichloro Carbene, dichlorocarbene. So what is now? Where the intermediate dichlorocarbene is formed? In Reamer-Tiemann reaction. In phenol you will get. In the Reamer-Tiemann reaction, this is actually electrophile, not intermediate, electrophile, which is used in Reamer-Tiemann reaction once it is asked in NEET. Next, plus of course HCl. Therefore, in chloroform, same carbon atom losing hydrogen as well as halogen. Hence it is called alpha elimination, 1,1 elimination. Next, what is a beta elimination? 1,2 elimination. The elimination reaction in which hydrogen and halogen are two atoms are eliminated from two adjacent carbon atom. So therefore, if two atoms or groups eliminated from adjacent carbon atom. Okay, so two atoms or groups are eliminated from adjacent carbon atom called alpha beta elimination, so which is also called beta elimination. Then beta elimination, it is further classified into three types. Types of beta elimination. So it is of three type. 1, E1 elimination, 2, E2 elimination, 3, E1 CB elimination. So there are three types of elimination: E1, E2, E1 CB. This E1 elimination exactly similar to SN1. E2 elimination exactly similar to SN2. Now this is different. Tell me, in E1 elimination, now what actually happens? See, for example, you take this CH3, CH2, okay, it is a chlorine or halogen. It is alpha carbon, no? Halogen attached carbon is called alpha carbon, and adjacent carbon is called what? Beta carbon. On beta carbon, let us take CH2, I will take H. Now usually, listen, usually what happens in elimination reaction? In elimination reaction, halogen atom eliminated from or removed from alpha carbon, and hydrogen means H plus. H plus is eliminated from the what? Beta carbon. So therefore, so it is H and it is Cl. HCl eliminated, you will get double bond here. Carbon carbon, pi bond will be formed. Okay. Then now what is the meaning of E1 elimination, or in E1 elimination how HCl eliminated? See, in E1 elimination, first chlorine is eliminated. It means what? Cl minus is removed first, then followed by H plus is removed. That is E1. In one sentence, remember, in E1 elimination, halogen, or it is called leaving group, halogen eliminated first, then followed by what? Beta hydrogen. That is E1. Next, E2. In E2, halogen as well as beta hydrogen both are eliminated simultaneously. No one is first and no one is last. Halogen as well as beta hydrogen means beta H plus, both the ions are eliminated simultaneously. That's what it is, a single step. This reaction takes place single step as like SN2. Next, E1CB. E1CB is exactly opposite to E1. In E1, halogen removed first, then followed by H plus. But E1CB opposite. First, beta hydrogen is removed first, then followed by halogen. ಈ 3 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೆನಪಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಎಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕೀ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ write one sentence here. In even elimination, halogen atom eliminated first, then followed by beta H plus, beta proton. Okay. So therefore, halogen atom eliminated first. When halogen atom eliminated first, what do you get? Carbocation, no? You will get carbocation first here, like SN1. The next is beta proton, elimination of beta proton. That's mechanism is studied separately. Next is E2 elimination. In E2 elimination, both halogen atom and beta H plus eliminated how? Simultaneously. So both are eliminated simultaneously, not no one is first like, no one is last like that. Both the atoms eliminated simultaneously. Next, E1CB. In E1CB, it is opposite to E1. In E1, halogen atom eliminated first, but here is beta H plus proton eliminated first, then followed by halogen atom. Okay, so based on these concept, we'll study separately one by one in detail. Right, first one, E1 elimination. Okay, E1 elimination. See, for example, CH3CH2Cl. Okay, it is reacts with or heated with alcoholic KOH, or even you can use soda amide, liquid ammonia. Right, alkyl halide heated with alcoholic KOH or soda amide, liquid ammonia. Then tell me what happened? From the alpha carbon halogen, from the beta carbon proton. So chlorine, and here is hydrogen. What do you get? CH double bond CH2 plus, of course, you will get HCl. Okay. Then tell me now, what is the E1 elimination? The elimination reaction in which a rate of chemical reaction depends on what? Only Rx, but not base. Like SN1 reaction. What is SN1 reaction? The substitution reaction in which rate of chemical reaction depends on only concentration of substrate, that is alkyl halide. Rate is depends on concentration of only substrate, SN1. Rate is depends on concentration of substrate as well as nucleophile is SN2. Here also same. Therefore, rate is directly proportional to only Rx substrate, then rate is equals to K into Rx. So therefore, tell me, like similar to SN1, order is 1 and what is the molecularity? 1. Exactly similar to SN1. Okay. Then next is mechanism. This mechanism takes place how many steps? Like similar to SN1, it is 2 steps. Mechanism takes place 2 steps. 1. Step 1 is formation of It is same. Formation of carbocation. Okay, tell me. Let us take ethyl chloride. It undergo heterolytic cleavage. Okay. In heterolytic cleavage, of course, in presence of PP, polar protic solvent should be required, and heterolytic cleavage. Tell me, what it form? Carbocation. Carbocation. So this carbocation is sp2 hybridization. What is the geometry? Trigonal planar. That is as usual. So therefore step 1 is same, SN1 SN2. Next, step 2. What is the step 2 in SN1 reaction? SN1 and E1, sorry. Step 1 will be same, SN1 E1. What is the step 2 SN1? Attack of nucleophile. Yes or no? Nucleophile should attack on carbocation. But here is what? Here is removal of proton. That is elimination of proton. Which proton? Beta proton. So therefore step 2 is elimination of beta H plus proton. Now tell me, elimination of beta proton. Now let us take carbocation is ethyl carbocation. So I can write it is a CH2, it is H, and this is a CH2. Now this is a beta, no? Now here beta, there is only one beta carbon, right? There is only one beta carbon has hydrogen. Then this H plus is removed, and now this removal of beta proton takes place in presence of alcoholic KOH. So this alcoholic KOH act as a base. So remember, base always removes the proton. Proton is nothing but acid, no? Proton is acid. Base always abstract. Abstract means it capture. Base capture the proton, only H plus. When base is capture the H plus ion, then this bond shifted as a pi bond, then you'll get what? Ethene. Okay. Then, now this is the step 2. In step 1, carbocation formed. Now, wherever carbocation forms, there may be a rearrangement. That is, as usual, we need to check rearrangement. Next, second step, elimination of beta proton. In elimination of beta proton, suppose if this carbocation has two or more beta carbons, two or more different beta carbons, two or more different beta hydrogens, then elimination takes place according to Saitz-Jaffe rule or Zaitsev rule. Poorer become poor, right? So therefore, now tell me characteristics. Characteristics nothing but key points. So what are the key points for the E1 elimination? Tell me. First key point, what is the intermediate? Carbocation. Carbocation formed as a intermediate. Next, 2. This elimination takes place according to Saitz-Jaffe rule. Saitz-Jaffe rule or Zaitsev rule. Okay, next. So in this E1 elimination, what is the order of elimination? First halogen is removed, no? Here see, formation of carbocation. First halogen is removed, then followed by beta proton. Okay, so what is the order of elimination? First X minus is eliminated, followed by beta proton. So the elimination of beta proton must be according to Kirchhoff rule. It must be according to Kirchhoff rule. Okay. Now let's see example. And what is the reagent? Tell me. Reagent. That is also important. So reagent is, it may be alcoholic KOH. Do you know what is the meaning of alcoholic KOH? See, alcohol is dissolved in KOH. So alcohol is, usually we take ethyl alcohol, no? CH3, CH2OH. So which is dissolved in? KOH is dissolved in alcohol, yes. KOH are, what is the name? They are actually solid in state. KOH solid in state, which is dissolved in alcohol. Okay, alcohol plus KOH. Alcoholic KOH or sodium amide in liquid ammonia. This is also possible. Soda amide, actually sodium amide, it is called soda amide liquid ammonia. So any one can be used. Okay. So this is the reagent. Now let's see reactions. Where this reaction you have studied? Preparation of alkene. We have studied preparation of alkene. Tell me. So here, first of all, you need to identify whether it is E1 or E2 or E1CB. Okay, E2, E1CB will study later. It is E1 or not? Why? Reagent. See the reagent. So alcoholic KOH, it must be E1. Since it is a E1 elimination, this E1 elimination, halogen should be removed first. It means what you get? Carbocation. Which carbocation? Primary. The next is what? Hydride shift. You will get tertiary carbocation. Then now tertiary carbocation, tell me, in tertiary carbocation, now we should remove the beta proton. So there are beta carbon, beta carbon, beta carbon. 3 beta carbons are same. Since all 3 beta carbons are same, you need not to use, not required to use Kirchhoff rule. You can remove beta proton from any one of the beta carbon, then the product is, if I remove this or not? Understand? Next here, primary carbocation. The next is shift the methyl group, methyl shift. You will get carbocation here. The next is tertiary carbocation formed. it become CH2 CH3, no? Yes or no? Then now tell me which beta carbon is poor. So beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. Beta 3. So remove the proton from beta 3, you will get double bond here. We have studied alkene topic, preparation of alkene from haloalkanes, dehydrohalogenation, same reaction. Come on that. Tell me, primary carbocation, then phenyl shift, then double bond may come here or here, both will same, no? No, this side is here, double bond is here, this side will come. Next, remove the halogen, carbocation is secondary, then which shift? Methyl shift, then pi bond comes here in between two methyl group. Understand? Next, so ring expansion, remove the Br minus. Okay, there is a secondary carbocation, but it is a 5-membered ring. Okay, adjacent to 5-membered ring, if there is a carbocation, so ring expansion takes place. So therefore, now due to ring expansion, what do you get? Tell me, this is okay, intermediate, tell me. Write this, no? So this bond is completely broken, so positive charge comes here. It means this is the carbocation, then there is a further rearrangement, tertiary carbocation. Okay, now tell me, it is according to elimination, beta proton, it is CH2, here is CH2, it is CH3. So poorer become poor, right? So it is inside the ring, pi bond will come. According to Sadyshov rule, it is E1 elimination. Next is E2 elimination. And what is the order of reactivity? Tell me. What is the order of reactivity of haloalkane? Which haloalkane is more reactive? Tertiary. Why? Carbocation, no. Like similar to SN1, there also carbocation form, here also carbocation form. So therefore, order of reactivity. Tertiary, secondary, primary. And order of reactivity of different haloalkane. Iodoalkane, it is same, bromoalkane, chloroalkane, fluoroalkane. So why iodoalkanes are more reactive? Due to large bond length and less bond dissociation enthalpy. That is same. Next, E2 elimination. Right, E2 elimination. Tell me, in E2 elimination, let us take same reaction CH3 CH2 Cl. Now this is reacts with sodium ethoxide and heating. The reagent is sodium ethoxide or alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide, heating is must. Again, chlorine eliminated from alpha carbon, from beta carbon proton. What is the product? It will be same, ethene. Product will be same. But tell me now, what is the rate? So E2 elimination is the elimination reaction in which rate of chemical reaction depends on what? Both substrate as well as reagent. Reagent is what? Reagent is nucleophile, base, acid, what it is? If it is a nucleophile, you will get elimination reaction. Base, no. In all elimination reaction, base must be there. Base only removes the beta proton. Right? If it is a nucleophile, it comes SN1, SN2. So remember, in SN1, SN2, there will be a nucleophile. Reagent is nucleophile. In E1, E2, E1, CB, in all the cases, base will be the reagent. So therefore, rate is directly proportional to Rx, alkyl halide, as well as RONA, this is a base. So therefore, rate is equals to K into Rx and RONA, which is a base. Then what is the order? 2. What is the molecularity? 2. Exactly similar to SN2. But in SN2, instead of this base, there is a nucleophile. Okay, there is strong nucleophile, here is a strong base. This is a strong base. Okay. Then mechanism. Tell me, SN1 reaction takes place how many steps?
2 steps.
Huh?
2 steps.
2 steps. SN2 reaction? Single step. Then E1 elimination? 2 steps. E2 elimination? Single step. Therefore, this reaction takes place in a single step. Right. So this reaction takes place in a single step, but mechanism is, let us take a 3 hydrogen on beta carbon and halogen is, I will take here hydrogen, hydrogen. This is halogen. Okay. Now tell me, in this mechanism there is a base. Base is nothing but here RONA. Okay, RONA, which gives RONA gives what? RO minus Na plus. Now this is RO minus is a base. This is base. Now tell me, in this reaction, base attack the beta proton. Base attacks what? Beta proton. It means base capture the beta proton. At the same time, halogen is eliminated. But the condition is in E2 elimination. In E2 elimination, this base capture the beta proton which is opposite to the leaving group. Important. In leaving group ki yav hydrogen opposite ideyala, that hydrogen it is captured. So therefore, now tell me, base attack the beta hydrogen which is exactly opposite to the leaving group. Leaving group is up. And beta carbon having 3 hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, but which is down? Hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, hydrogen 3, third hydrogen. So therefore, the condition for elimination, E2 elimination is beta hydrogen and leaving group, both are should be what? In opposite direction. Okay, then next, what happened now? This reaction takes place single step. Wherever reaction takes place single step, there is a formation of TS, transition state, that is imaginary state. Then what happened in transition state? In transition state, see what happened, this halogen is removed. At the same time, this sigma bond formed as a pi bond. So therefore, now let us take carbon. These two hydrogen do not disturbed, but this hydrogen partially broken, and there is a base. Base is, attached to this. Okay. Next, then there is one pi sigma bond will be there. In addition to sigma, one partial pi bond will comes, because this bond not completely shifted. Partial pi bond, and this carbon hydrogen will be same. Then what about halogen? Partially bonded. This is called transition state. But here in transition state there are 2 points are important. One, base, this is called beta hydrogen. Base, beta hydrogen, it is called beta carbon, it is called alpha carbon, which is called leaving group. Say all three, not three, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the fours are present in the same plane. Means what? If I place on the board, these two carbons should touches the plane board, this halogen must be on the board, and this hydrogen must be on the board, and remaining above or below the board. That is the first point. Therefore, in E2 elimination, one is a beta hydrogen, beta carbon, alpha carbon, leaving group should be present in the same plane, and beta hydrogen leaving group should be what? In opposite direction. This kind of arrangement is called anti-periplanar. It is anti-periplanar. So therefore, the arrangement should be a anti-periplanar. If there is a anti-periplanar arrangement is possible, then only E2 elimination is possible. Okay. So therefore, now tell me, this is a, or else you can add one point. Base, comma, beta hydrogen, comma, beta carbon, comma, alpha carbon, and X means halogen leaving group should be on same plane, and beta hydrogen and leaving group should be opposite to each other, and beta hydrogen, comma, X should be in opposite direction, which is called anti-periplanar. This kind of structure is called anti-periplanar. Anti-periplanar. Now tell me, since it is a TS highly unstable, right, it undergo immediate decomposition, then what happens? So this pi bond completely shifted, sigma bond completely shifted as pi bond, then X is come out, so that CH2 double bond CH2 plus HCl. This is what? Alkene. Okay, so next is characteristics, are nothing but key points. So what are the characteristics of E2 elimination? Tell me. What is the first characteristic? Intermediate, is there any intermediate formed? No. Transition state is formed. Next, what is the reagent? reagent should be a strong base, that is sodium alkoxide. Strong base must be formed from weak acid. Alcohol is a weak acid. Okay. Next, what is the condition for the E2 elimination? The same point. Beta base, beta hydrogen, beta carbon, alpha carbon and leaving group must be in same plane, and beta hydrogen and leaving group must be opposite direction. So same point can be written here. That is called anti-periplanar structure should be there. Anti-periplanar structure must required. And of course it also follows Saint-Joseph rule or Zaitsev rule. Both E1 E2 elimination takes place according to Saint-Joseph rule, Zaitsev rule. Okay. So these are the some important key points. Okay. For example, tell me, is it E1 or E2? E2. E2 elimination. Okay, so in E2 elimination, alpha, beta. So from alpha remove halogen, beta hydrogen. What do you get? Ethene. There is no difference, but difference is here. For example, it is chlorine and sodium alkoxide, or write the products. So usually heating required. E2 elimination, in all the case you can take heating. Tell me. See here, alcoholic sodium alkoxide heating. Come on, tell me. So in this reaction, you need to see alpha and beta. That's it. No carbocation, no rearrangement. So remove the halogen from alpha carbon, hydrogen from beta. Double bond comes here. That's it. Next, tell me here. It is a alpha. Here is beta. This is beta. But this beta carbon do not have hydrogen. That's what here one hydrogen, 3 hydrogen. Therefore, you remove like this. It is according to again Serge rule, same. Next, tell me, this is alpha, it is beta. So remove the halogen from alpha, beta. There is no hydrogen, means here no reaction, because no carbocation, no. If there is a E1, reaction should be there. E2, no carbocation, no reaction. Next, and tell me here. It is chlorine. Okay, alpha, beta. Yes or no? Only beta 1 is there, no? Look at here. It is alpha. One second. Yeah, this is a methyl is there, no? It is also beta. Beta 1, beta 2. Tell me. Beta 1, beta 2. So where the hydrogen removed? Beta 1 or beta 2? Beta 2, because poorer become poor. Serge rule. But now tell me whether this reaction possible or not. Huh? This reaction possible or not? Possible. Why? Chlorine is above the plane. Hydrogen is below the plane. Anti-periplanar, no. So therefore reaction is possible. Then pi bond comes here. It is this. Okay. Is it cis or trans? Methyl, hydrogen cis, no? Cis. Okay. Now for example, here is, let us take 3 methyl groups. Now tell me. Not possible. It is alpha carbon. This is beta 1. It is beta 2. Beta 1 there is no hydrogen. Beta 2 there is a hydrogen. But chlorine and these two are same side. This is not an anti-periplanar. So it is no reaction. So here, in which of the following reaction possible, reaction not possible can be given. Here, it is a alpha, beta, beta. There are 2 beta. Beta 2 no hydrogen. Beta 1 hydrogen. Anti-periplanar not. It is anti-periplanar. Chlorine is above the plane. Hydrogen below the plane. Therefore, remove the hydrogen and you can write the pi bond. Next, here alpha, beta 1, beta 2. Beta 1 no hydrogen, beta 2 hydrogen is there, but it is not anti-periplanar, so no reaction. So this is a E2 elimination. So in E2 elimination, if they want to give little higher level concept, these are the questions. Otherwise, anti-Marconi, what is it? Sage-Jaffe rule, no carbocation, that is the product. Apply Sage-Jaffe rule, no carbocation, you will get the product easily. Next is E1CB elimination. E1CB, where CB in the CB means conjugate base. Conjugate base. Now in this reaction there is a beta carbon, it should have hydrogen of course, and this beta carbon should have electron withdrawing group. Any electron withdrawing group, halogen, nitro, anything, electron withdrawing group, and alpha carbon should have like any halogen atom. This is a condition. Okay, then it undergo E1CB in presence of base. Okay, so any base you can take, like E1 base, E2 base. We have taken E1, E2, no, any base can be taken. So in presence of base, tell me here what is the function of base. I have been telling you the function of base is base always abstract the proton. Base takes the proton, base takes the acid, base combines with the acid. Now tell me here, now which is the acid? Acidic proton, that is a alpha, it is beta. Beta carbon attached to electron withdrawing group. Do you remember? When electron withdrawing group present on carbon, its acidic strength is increases. Yes or no? Acidic strength is directly proportional to electron withdrawing group. There are two electron withdrawing group. That's what, due to electron withdrawing group, this proton can come out easily. Okay, so therefore here this base first abstract, it means it capture the proton so that it form electron withdrawing group, that will be same electron withdrawing group, same, it form negative charge and CH2X. Now this is called conjugate base. Okay, tell me Vinuta, why this is called conjugate base? Because acid always form conjugate base tane. This is the acid. Why this is acid? It is producing H plus, it losing H plus. It losing H plus, it form conjugate base. That's what it is called E1CB. It looks like E1. In E1 what it forms? Carbocation. Here forms carbanion. There carbocation, here carbanion. That is two steps, is also two steps. So here conjugate base, that is a carbanion. Like looks like E1 but not E1, looks like E1 and it forms the conjugate base. That's what is called E1CB, conjugate base. Now tell me, this conjugate base is unstable, what happened now? This negative charge form the pi bond and halogen will come out. So therefore electron withdrawing group, double bond CH2. Okay, then tell me characteristics. What are the characteristics of E1CB? 1. Intermediate is carbanion. Intermediate carbanion, which is called what? Conjugate base. Then is it undergo rearrangement? Rearrangement is possible only in case of carbocation. Bere elli baralla. So no rearrangement. Okay, next tell me. Now here in this reaction, one more condition, there should be electron withdrawing group. Why? what is the necessity of presence of electron withdrawing group? To make this H place is more acidic, right? If this H place is more acidic, it can come out easily, so that you will get this. It means if there is no electron withdrawing group, can you expect E1Cb? We expect E1. Therefore, second condition is there should be electron withdrawing group on which carbon? Alpha na beta na? Beta carbon, right? So therefore, electron withdrawing groups must be present on beta carbon, otherwise this reaction is not possible. Okay. Reagent can be taken base, any base, either strong base or weak base. Okay. For example, question is like this: which of the following is a E1Cb? So like that option will be given. For E1Cb, you need to see alpha, beta. On beta carbon, at least one should be there, one electron withdrawing. If two are there, well and good. At least one electron withdrawing group must be there, otherwise E1Cb not possible. Now this is E1Cb possible. Okay. So next is, this is elimination, finished. Rearrangement. Rearrangement, we have only one definition, 1-2 example. Okay, we don't have much information about rearrangement in +1, +2 level. Tell me, what is the rearrangement reaction? Rearrangement. The reaction in which atoms or groups rearranged within the molecule. So atoms or groups are rearranged within the molecule to form the product. To form the product with new property, means different property, called rearrangement reaction. So therefore, in rearrangement reaction, there is a atoms, sometimes groups will be rearranged within the molecule. That means no additional atom groups are added. Within the molecule, atoms or groups are rearranged. It forms the product with new property. For example, keto-enol tautomerism. It is a rearrangement. Keto form, enol form. So it is formed by rearrangement or not? No additional groups or atoms are added or removed, anything? No. So within the molecule, atoms or groups are added or rearranged. That is nothing but rearrangement. Okay. In rearrangement reaction, we study keto-enol tautomerism. Already we have completed the best example. And a very beginning we have studied one important compound. The first organic compound prepared by Holar is urea. That urea also formed again heating ammonium cyanate. This is also rearrangement. Ammonium cyanate undergo rearrangement, it forms urea. The molecular formula will be same, atom, molecule, everything same, but a new compound will be formed, right? So one is keto-enol tautomerism, second one is ammonium cyanate to urea. Only these two are example for rearrangement reaction. Okay, write one sentence. The reaction in which atoms or groups within the molecule, rearranged, atoms or groups within the molecule rearranged to form what? To form a new compound with what? Different properties. To form a new compound with different properties. Okay, for example, Tell me. This is keto-enol tautomerism. Tell me. In keto-enol tautomerism, we have studied carbonyl group adjacent to alpha carbon. No. Here, one hydrogen will be there. This shift hydrogen here. This pi bond shifted here. Hydrogen shift here. So there is a rearrangement of atom takes place. What it forms? CH double bond, CH will become OH. This is a keto form. It is enol form. So which is called keto-enol tautomerism. That is a rearrangement reaction. Even ammonium cyanate on heating, it forms urea. No. So what is the formula, molecular formula of urea in this, same or not? Everything same. This is cyanate, it is C double bond keto group. So the property of cyanate is different, property of keto group is different. Okay, so till here all the types of reactions completed. Okay, so next we have qualitative, quantitative analysis of organic compound. It doesn't take much time. Okay, so this weekend the full GOC, general organic chemistry, full GOC. Okay, and surface chemistry.